So how do we use Moodle to hold our lesson plans, our objectives? We can do it in a number of different ways. Number one, my objectives are all stored in my icons, and my lessons happen because as I work down through here, all my activities are broken up into the same lesson plans that I use, and I have those in my Smart Notebook so that when I look at how I'm teaching my class, the objectives are built right into it, and the stopping points where I do activities are built into it by the red slides that I've got on here. That's where I stop and do an activity. Now, when I say I use this with Moodle, I can go ahead and turn editing on, and if you didn't know this, you can drag and drop anything you want to directly into Moodle. So I'm going to go ahead and take and drop my, let me move it so we can see it a little better. I'm going to go ahead and drop my notebook file right in there, and I'm going to drop the PDF of the actual lessons right in there as well. And then I can take that and I can drag it down here, and I usually put it down here with my chapter reading. In actuality, I usually put it below it. And I hide that because this is just for me to access, although you could have the PDF version of your lessons available for your students as well, depending on what you want to make available to your students. So when I say you could have all your lesson plans there, I have them all integrated together in my Moodle course so that as I'm teaching, I don't have to go and access someplace else. What are my objectives today? Do I need to make sure, because I do, right? I need to make sure that I communicate those objectives per lesson to my students. I built them into my Smart Notebook file. I make sure they're on my Moodle course, and I have those same objectives available to the students through the icons, and make sure I'm always connecting those icon statements, those individual objectives for this particular chapter with my instruction as I give it throughout the course of the class. By putting it in Moodle, I can't miss doing it. I can't forget to do it. I can't ever walk in and say, oh my gosh, what am I doing today? Which, 17 years ago may have happened. We don't know. But in today's hardware class, that's never a factor because I always know that everything that I plan on doing, I've already worked ahead in Moodle, and I do tweak these all the time. I just this year had students go, oh, we didn't do that last year. I'm like, well, that's the new thing I added this year. So I try to continually improve and work on it. All these things don't happen at one time. They happen in little tiny bits and pieces as you mature and build your course in Moodle to match what you're doing in your classroom.